like in our society, it's like we're almost taught to believe that wealthy people are greedy people. Like they're not going to support you. They're not going to this. In my experience, it is the exact opposite. Some of the most wealthy people I know, they want to give back. They want to pour into people.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Frank.
Today, it's about wealth that isn't built alone.
Yes, it is, Lisa. And we have Nathan Wheeler and Gabrielle Simmons with us today, and they're sharing how leadership, investing, and community create opportunities. So what are we going to do, Lisa?
Let's get encouraged.
And I'd say being a father is so challenging just because it's like the most amazing, beautiful, remarkably terrifying thing that I've ever done. And so
I very quickly decided that I was going to be armed.
Yeah.
Which is not allowed as truckers. It's illegal for us to carry firearms across state lines.
Okay.
And I decided I don't care.
There's no financial education in the United States of America.
Sad.
Like less than 14% of high schools across the country offer any type of personal finance. So people graduate high school, they enter into the workforce, they start working for a company. That company says, hey, go get a bank account, financial product, so that we can pay you and then contribute to our employer-sponsored retirement supplement without talking about what that is.
Well, guys, welcome to the Be Encouraged Show. We're Colorado's voice for growth and good. I'm Frank.
I'm Lisa.
Yes, she is. And today's show, as always, is sponsored by The Hive, a platform connecting purpose-driven dreamers to the experts who want to champion them. So The Hive is where impactful visions, Lisa, are showcased and connected with quality support, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so won't you visit The Hive at thehive.vision. We left a flyer for you guys. Make sure you take that with you as
Thank
well.
you so much.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about community, how people come together to build stronger futures, stronger businesses, and financial foundations.
Financial foundation.
Financial
You say that out
foundations.
loud. Yeah.
Say that
All right.
fast. 5 times.
Right. So I'm Frank again. This is the amazing Lisa Sinnott right here. And we want to start, Nathan, since you're our panel host, today with a question that kind of really unpacks the rest of the show.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest challenge that you've had to overcome so far in your journey?
That's a really, really good question. I'd say probably the biggest challenge I had and have, I think a lot of people can relate to this, is shaping your identity around who you intend to become rather than who you've been in the environment that you came from. That is something that it's hard because you got to break habits that were developed over time, again, from the environment you came up in. And so that and being a father,
Yes.
and I'd say being a father is so challenging just because it's like the most amazing, beautiful, remarkably terrifying thing that I've ever done. And so
How old's your baby?
I have 5.
Woo!
So I have.
Okay.
Five.
Yeah.
You got the memo for your
Yeah.
tangent.
Yeah.
That's right.
We may have more. Like, I'll tell you, like last year, Daniela and I, my amazing wife, shout out to Daniela.
She's
just,
Danielle?
Daniela.
Daniela.
Yeah.
Daniela
Wheeler.
Daniela Willow. Oh, I just met Daniela.
Yeah.
It was the first one I'd ever met.
Yeah.
Really?
My daughter's name's Danielle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to Daniela last year because I had kind of come to the point, I was like, hey, I don't want any more kids. And we live a faith-based lifestyle. And so I read the scriptures pretty regularly. And it's in there talking about, hey, multiply and replenish the earth. And I realized I'm being a little selfish. So we decided that we weren't going to stop having children or inhibit our ability to do that. And if we have more, we'll have more. So number 5 is here. So we have our 2 older that are twins. They are Poet and Uriah. And then we have Eliza. She is just a remarkable young savage. And then
Amazing.
Young savage.
Literally.
And then we have Washington. And then we just 3 weeks ago, actually almost to the day, what's today, Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago yesterday, we had Lincoln, our 5th child.
It's got its presidential vibe going.
Yeah. And it wasn't even necessarily intentional. Like, so with the kids, like, Poet is a beautiful name. So my ex-wife came up with that for our daughter together. And Uriah, I always knew that my first son would be Uriah because that's my middle name. Now, Eliza, that was kind of the outlier because I knew that my next son would be Elias because my brother's middle name is Eli. But then we found out we were having a daughter, so now it's Eliza. And then we weren't sure if we were going to have any more, which is why we didn't hold off on Elias. And then all of a sudden introduced another pregnancy, and we were trying to figure out what we wanted to name Washington. And I knew I wanted to name him after a warrior, and so we considered David, and we considered different things. And then Daniela came to me one day. She was like, "Hey, what do you think about Washington?" I was like, yeah, like absolutely.
That's really cool.
I know I'm not going to name him George, but with respect to General George, we'll name him Washington. And then so she, with Lincoln, very similarly, she just came one day. She's like, "Hey, how do you feel about Lincoln?" I was like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
So we didn't. It wasn't like a planned, presidential
She just has
thing.
great ideas.
She has great ideas.
I like it.
I'm just blessed.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah,
it.
my youngest daughter, they have 8 blended.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Brianna. Yeah, 8 kids blended.
It's a lot of kids.
Yeah,
a lot.
she told me when she was
fun.
9 years old, Dad, I'm gonna have 9 babies when I become an adult.
Wow.
She almost reached that. She almost missed it by 1.
Yeah.
So then Gabrielle almost called you Danielle.
You have before.
I have before. I told them before you came in that you remind me so much of my baby girl.
Yeah.
So I trip up. You're okay with that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Both of you are very accomplished and beautiful women.
Yeah.
So
I know it's all love.
It's a compliment.
it's all love.
As long as it's not Gabby, we're good.
Yeah. So what's been the biggest challenge that you've had to overcome so far?
Really what Nathan spoke to, and that's actually kind of what has really solidified our friendship, I think, over the short period of time that we've known each other, but we've just gotten really close, is what he spoke to, like identity. Figuring out and being really okay with my identity changing, who I used to be, not being who I am anymore, and also being willing to speak about who I used to be,
Yes.
without the fear and shame that comes with it, because I can feel more firm in just who I am now. That's been a very and really I'm still something that I'm overcoming, like every day.
Yeah,
working
that's a
on that.
journey. That's not a
It is a
destination.
journey.
Right. Yeah.
Every single day, we have the opportunity to make decisions that align with who we intend to become or who we were. And I love that.
Yeah.
So Nathan, you're a veteran, leadership developer, and financial strategist.
Yeah.
What inspired you to shift your focus toward helping people build financial security and long-term peace of mind?
It's very interesting. I was talking about this with somebody earlier, because I could have given you a million scenarios of what I do when I grow up, and not one of them would have been financial services. Like I said, I was in the Army for 11 years. I wrapped up my career out here with 10 Special Forces Group and stuck around here in Colorado, contracted for the government, did what everybody told us to do when you get out.
Right.
And I landed here really out of passion. I tell you, even in alignment with that identity conversation, getting out of the military, that's an identity crisis. Literally, you everything that you were and had become is gone overnight. Mm-hmm. And so there was definitely a period of time where, again, I just fell in line with the things that I knew without navigating or trying to identify what do I enjoy? What's going to bring me that level of fulfillment?
Right.
So anyway, years before, when I was still in the military, I had been saving in a thrift savings plan, which is like a federal 401k for all intents, but just simplified. And I was realizing that, hey, like the way that this thing is working is not going to sustain my lifestyle for the last third of my life if I intend to exist without a job. And so I had started talking with professionals back then, learning about different ways that, money grows, how we're taxed on that growth, and what are the different ways that we can strategize wealth. And I started leveraging some of those, again, while I was still active duty in the military. Now, fast forward about 6 years, I realized the significance and legitimacy of what I was doing from a financial perspective. Mm-hmm. And it was at that time that I decided to get licensed in this industry. I had no intent to change my career. At the time, I was working, with the government on a 4-star general staff. So I worked my way up the ladder, and it was just kind of in positions that I never imagined I'd be in. But I started to help friends and family. I wanted to educate them on the things that I knew and also be the one responsible for guiding them on this financial journey because I know where my ethics lie. You know what I'm saying? And so I started with that intent, and it very quickly it was like a snowball effect. I started getting referrals. I started learning more about the industry. I started just experiencing what it is to be a financial strategist and realized that I found that level of fulfillment that I wasn't sure I'd find leaving the military.
Right.
And I just dove in. That was a few years ago. And, now I run a nationwide brokerage with about 200 associates across the country, and we're just doing what we can to really educate. And that's how I ended up here. It's kind of crazy when just like reflecting on that. It's kind of nuts.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thanks
And
for
so
support.
many young soldiers need wisdom like that. And being that we're in a military town, I'm sure you're helping a lot of them as well.
For sure, for sure.
That's
Indeed.
awesome.
Yeah. Ex-military guy myself, so I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
I was
Yeah,
an Air
I
Force
really
wife
do.
for
Yeah.
10 years as well.
Yes,
so
she was. Yeah. Gabrielle, you've built Colorado's largest real estate investor network. Woo! You say that without breathing. Yeah. So, what made you realize that investors need more deals? They needed more than just deals. They needed community and education.
Yeah. In being an investor and having lots of conversations with investors, I found that it's a space that's transactional. Everything is most investors are operating on their own. They sit in an office by themselves or at home, and they're solopreneurs. And they don't really have community. They don't really have like meaningful relationships when it comes to the people that are doing the same kind of work.
Yeah.
Maybe they I hope a lot of them create some community outside of their work. But just in seeing that, I started to create a space where we could just have like random meetups and
that's awesome.
get together and talk about the things that we know about real estate. Doesn't have to be a sales pitch, doesn't have to be deal focused, just a space where we can come together and be like minds that are.
And collaborate. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
No
Collaborate.
competition.
I don't
Like
believe in
you just
competition.
there-
Yeah.
Exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah, competition. My competition, I look at every day in the mirror.
That's
Mhm.
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Man,
why you're my
like-
mentor.
That's
I
right.
love that about you.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
It's hard to look in that mirror and challenge yourself, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
So just want to be better than the day before. That's
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah, Lisa.
All right. So you're next. Ready?
it. Yeah.
So your story started in an 18-wheeler. Oh my gosh, you're the one that we did the Instagram
Yes.
with. Now I know how I knew you. Okay, sorry. I knew your face. I'm like, when have we talked? Because I know we've talked before. Anyway.
The truck driving.
Yeah.
Truck driving crazy lady.
Okay. So yes, your story started in an 18-wheeler while driving trucks across the country and building your investing business at the same time. What did that journey teach you about persistence and opportunity?
Everything.
Yeah, that's all right.
Everything
Bring
about
it.
persistence
Yes.
and opportunity, for sure. I will say the trucking industry is one of the most difficult jobs I've ever experienced. It is very, very challenging every single day. Like, I'm someone that lives and dies by my calendar. And in the trucking industry, it's logistics, right? So you're
Yeah.
looking at like time for when things have to pick up, when they have to deliver, accounting for routes, like all of these, and nothing ever goes as planned.
Yeah.
Ever.
So you're at the mercy of traffic as well.
Of
right?
everything.
Like everything.
Of weather, of
Yeah.
the dumb drivers that
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
do things
Dumb
that
drivers. Get out of the way.
the normal people in normal cars. Yeah, everything. The companies that we're interacting with, the brokers, just
And
everything.
physically, right? That what it does to your body, driving all those hours.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about being a woman in that space?
Yeah,
Tell
being
us.
a young woman. I started when I was 23.
Yeah, that's
Was
crazy.
when I started truck driving, and very interesting. I very quickly decided that I was going to be armed,
Yeah.
which is not allowed as
Oh,
truckers.
isn't?
It's illegal for us to carry firearms across state lines.
Okay.
And I decided I don't care.
Right.
I generally follow the law and try to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, there were just a couple instances where gentlemen were not acting like gentlemen, and
Yeah.
I didn't feel safe, and I decided to stay armed.
Period.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful. Nothing bad has ever happened to me. Yes, and unfortunately, not every woman out there can say that.
Right.
So I'm just grateful that I never had an accident, never had anything other than some close calls.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, why 23 years old out the gate, you're gorgeous, like, oh my gosh, all the things. So why trucking? What?
I had already gone on the road when I was about 18.
Yeah.
I was dating a gentleman who wanted to become a trucker.
Okay.
And he needed help like figuring out paperwork and all the things. So I helped start the company and go on the road with him.
Okay.
And just a little passenger princess at the time.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to be a passenger princess. I'm like, yo, like, let's start a business. Yeah, I can drive. We can hire truckers. Like, let's go. And he did not agree. He preferred the passenger princess.
So did you keep picking with her?
I did. And yep, I'm like, well, this is not going to work.
See ya.
But I can go do this on my own. And,
I like it.
and a few years later, I then went into the kitchen and bathroom design business and was doing that for a few years, working an office job because I wasn't even old enough to have my CDL yet.
Yeah.
And then when I was 22, was when I quit my job and decided to go to CDL school.
I love that ambition, dude. That's like the epitome of the woman that I've come to know in you. You're just such a remarkable leader. You're like, hey, dude, like I'm gonna figure out the way. We're gonna make this happen. And regardless, it's not like, hey, hard feelings to everybody who's not in alignment with where I'm going, but I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And this is what we're gonna do.
So keep up or.
Yeah, keep up or keep out. That's
Yeah.
actually a motto that I have.
I love
Yeah.
Keep up
Yeah.
or keep out.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
Got time for that?
18. Yeah. We hadn't said that, but I think it kind of aligns with us
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, working together in this industry and et cetera, being married to other people. I won't even go there. It's a little bit crazy, right? People's opinions
Yeah.
and those
Yeah,
type
the
of
judgy,
things and
judgy.
stuff.
And our
Yeah.
spouses are good with it,
Yeah.
so we're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
spouses are on board. Yeah, so,
100%.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Nathan, you coach and mentor professionals across the financial industry.
Yeah.
What are the biggest misconceptions that people have about wealth and financial planning?
Oh man, that's a really good question. Because here's the thing, like all of the misconceptions, and I'll explain what I mean by that, dude. There's no financial education in the United States of America.
It's sad.
Like
That's true.
less than 14% of high schools across the country offer any type of personal finance. So people graduate high school, they enter into the workforce, they start working for a company. That company says, hey, go get a bank account, financial product, so that we can pay you and then contribute to our employer-sponsored retirement supplement without talking about what that is, how and when they can access it, how it's taxed, how it can be transferred over to loved ones. Like none of these conversations are had. So people are just shooting in the dark. So the misconceptions aren't even just misconceptions. It's just a lack of knowledge and understanding on what's available to us in this country. And the fact of the matter is, money grows in one of three ways, and that growth is taxed in one of three ways. And you can bring all those together for really a total of 9 ways to strategize wealth. And there's a time and a place for all of them. So it's just understanding, how and when we can leverage what most effectively to accomplish our goals. Right. And so again, the misconception is not even necessarily a misconception. It's just a lack of understanding. From the jump, the foundation was built upon the sand. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of why where we come in, we build that foundation upon the rock.
Yes.
And I would say that some of what we're doing together is looking to educate people, but specifically about the misconception that you need to have a great amount of wealth in order to invest.
Yes.
In order to get access to these types of investment vehicles. And that's not true.
And it's just a good point, because part of what we specialize in is, making education and access to the best in the industry available to everybody, regardless of how much or how little they make.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like we set out, most financial firms, they focus on the top, 5+%, right? And if you're making $250,000 a year or more, you're in the top 5% of the country, right? So they're focused, even I would argue the top 2%, most financial firms. So what does that do with the rest of the country?
98% of us.
Right. Right. We set out really to focus on that. And the mission was no family left behind. And some of my Army buddies clown me for that, saying it's kind of corny. But in reality, people need to know and understand, hey, how can we actually play the game to accomplish our goals effectively? And that's what it is. And so you're spot on. a lot of people, the common misconception is like, hey, I don't have enough to get started, or I can't afford to work with a professional, or really any number of things. And it's just coming in, letting them know like, hey, like, let's just start with the foundation. So from there, we can support your goals based on where you are and where you want to be.
So Nathan, that's actually a perfect tie-in. Coming from the military leadership and consulting with senior military leaders, what lessons from that world translate directly into personal finance and leadership today?
That's a really, really good question. And there are so many things that come to mind. I learned a lot in the military. And I don't know if this is going to answer that question most effectively, but I just want to share a story that really shaped the way that I do a lot after that moment, after this experience. So I was working with a dude, the best commander that I ever had the pleasure of serving with. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about him. Mike Ripley, just a solid freaking leader and professional. And it was, I think, 2013. And we had to go train in Poland. We were training all over Eastern Europe. We had just got back from Afghanistan. We had been on the patch chart for like a decade. So from 2003 to 2013, I was in the 173rd Airborne Brigade. And the unit had just been going back and forth to combat. And so we got back and we were not on the patch chart anymore. And we all were like, hey, we get to chill and kind of experience Europe. Negative, Ghost Rider. We stood up what's now known as Operation Atlantic Resolve. And we were, just jumping into the countries of our allies in the region to reinforce our presence. And so there was a training exercise where we needed to get ammunition from Italy to Poland. And that hadn't happened. Like the route that we were going to take, the things that we were going to do, we were traveling on ground to move things through countries. That hadn't happened since World War II. And everybody that I was talking to was telling us, no, we cannot do this. Like all the different countries, the different, civilians and government professionals, everybody's like, no, we can't do this. No, we can't do this. And I remember Mike, he was like, hey, because at the time I was an electronic warfare specialist in an infantry brigade wanting to go to Ranger School. And everybody said, we're not going to send you there. You're an infantry brigade. We're not going to send you to Ranger School. That's going to be for the infantry guys. And I remember he came to me, we were on a training experience, and he was like, or a training exercise, and he was like, hey, if you can get ammo to Poland, I will send you to Airborne School, Ranger School, and Battle Staff School, which are all three of those courses are pretty significant to some degree. And so I went and found the yes. And this was the lesson in that. Find the yes. Because so many people are going to gravitate towards no, because no is the simple answer. Because yes requires it requires more effort. It requires, more connections. It requires more everything. You have to do more, maybe even changing laws to find the yes.
Yes.
But, and so many people aren't willing to do that because we've gotten more lazy as humans. That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
100%.
Agreed.
And it was driving me insane. And so anyway, I went and I found the yes. And so how does that relate to how I serve people in finance? Honestly, because we are going to find what helps that person, that business, that investor, that family. We are going to find what will support them ultimately to accomplish their goals.
Yeah.
He's firing me up, man. I love this. Did your parents raise you this way? Like, where'd you learn this yes mentality?
I left home at 14.
Oh, wow.
And, that's my background is that's going to take a lot more time.
You and I did a Zoom once.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I remember
that. Well, wait,
that.
continue. Left the house at 14.
Yeah, that was an interesting time. Police brought me back a couple of times. I was legally emancipated at 16, and it's kind of even crazy when I think about it. Won't dive into all the details there. Yeah. Ended up joining the Army just because of some things that were going on personally. I had no intent to ever join the military, but it was a good move. Yeah. Even when I did, I was going to do a couple of years, get out and go back, but I ended up going to Iraq. And look, that's when I realized that the existence that I had experienced did not have to be the existence that I continued to experience.
Yes.
I learned that there was a different way to exist. Like everything that I thought I knew about life and the direction that I thought I wanted to go, I realized that was just I was a product of my environment, and I learned that instead I could make my environment a product of me. Mm-hmm. And so it just changed the way that I did everything. It's crazy. Iraq saved my life. Yes. Because it gave me the separation I needed from the environment. Mm-hmm. And so I came back and started taking the military seriously, started going through different leadership courses and just trying to take advantage of not only the opportunity I had to serve, but I wanted to be the best. you know what I did. And
So good.
it's just, it's crazy when I stop to think about it, because it's, again, like,
To turn your life around like that, though, is so remarkable.
Finally, yes, baby.
blessed.
Yes, what
I'm just
talking
blessed,
about.
man.
I
That's what it
know,
comes down to.
Sound like the Lord had some things to do
Yeah.
Yeah.
with whom you've become as well. So
And you embraced it.
Yeah.
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 I
We're
did.
thankful for that.
I
We
appreciate
really
that.
are. Yeah.
Thank you.
God's good. I'm not, and I never confuse the two.
Yeah.
Gabrielle, through your events and network, you connect tens of thousands of investors. So what happens when people stop competing and start collaborating?
One, I think they have a more fulfilled life. And I think that is the most important part. Especially in the real estate space, there's a lot of money to be made, right?
Mhm.
And that tends to be the focus. But what I like to focus on, because I've been there, I've been in the mindset of, oh, it's all about the money, and it's all about, like, how many trips can I take, and what can I buy, and how many houses I can acquire. Like, I've been in that mindset, and in going through some challenges because of that mindset, and God had to humble me and let me know, like, hey girl, this is not, first of all, you are not all of that.
And a bag of chips.
You are, but for a greater reason. Not for making a bunch of money.
Yeah.
For bringing people together and showing them what community does for us as individuals. To choose to collaborate instead of to compete, to choose to pour into organizations that are meaningful organizations. So, something that me and Nathan are starting now is our Strategic Wealth Club.
Oh,
And one of the rules of our club is that everybody has to have a thing. And a thing is a nonprofit or something that you support with your time or your money.
Love it.
And
Is this just local, or is this across the nation?
local right now?
Local now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think, especially when you get people like us together,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there is no limit.
It'll be
Right,
everywhere.
Right.
So exciting. So, Gabrielle, on that, for someone who wants to get into real estate investing but feels intimidated, what is the first step toward entering the community?
Talking to people. That's it. That's number one. Getting with the people who are doing the things that you want to do. And don't ever use the term pick your brain. Oh my gosh, we hate that. Do not, come to us. Come to us, and first of all, share your goals and your visions. Getting out of the mindset that nobody cares about your life or what's important to you or your goals. Getting out of that mindset first and foremost will allow you to open up and have better conversations with the people who are doing what you want to do, and be able to be vulnerable and share, hey, this is what I come from. I don't come from money. This is what I don't ever want to experience not having food in my pantry again. Whatever it is, being open to having those conversations with people, and you'd be surprised. They will take you under everything that I know is because of the people I've surrounded myself with, and their willingness to pour into me.
Yeah.
And
everything you didn't know was because of the people around you.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
you
decided that.
You said something there that I want to peel back just a little bit, because like in our society, it's like we're almost taught to believe that wealthy people are greedy people. Like they're not going to support you. They're not going to this. In my experience, it is the exact opposite. Some of the most wealthy people I know, they want to give back. They want to pour into people.
They're actually
they want to
humble.
duplicate 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Some, and now I had to learn that.
I mean, there are
the hard way.
100%.
Just find your people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's just projection, my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that have things project.
Yeah.
Right, and we've all projected in some way or another in our
100%.
lives.
It's insecurities,
Right? Yeah. That's where projection comes from. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Nathan, for families trying to build financial stability in uncertain times, what is one simple step that they can take today?
That's a really good question, because there's a few things that come to mind. The first thing that came to mind that I'll just share is start the saving habit. Just build the habit, build the muscle of saving something, especially in these times. People aren't sure how much can I save? Where should I save? Those are all conversations that you should have with a professional, which brings me to the second thing that came to my mind is get a financial analysis. You know, like 70% of the population has never had a financial analysis. So they're just shooting in the dark. Like, go get an analysis and let an expert support you as you pursue your financial goals. But I'd say I would almost argue, and I don't know because I'm on the spot with this, so I haven't digested this, but I would almost argue that just starting is even more important. Just build that habit. Even if you're saving, $50 a month, even if you're saving $20 a month, like build the habit of paying you first, because the time value of a dollar should not be underestimated. Like a dollar now is worth more than a dollar guaranteed later. And so if you have the habit of saving your dollars and leveraging your dollars to make more dollars for you, then when you start making more money, it'll just be exponential, right? And so paying yourself first, I would say, is one of the most important things. Because look, we get paid, we get our little paycheck from our employer, and a lot of us, we're living paycheck to paycheck, and when we get it, it's already gone. You're paying for your mortgage, you're paying for utilities, your phone, you're paying for whatever resources you leverage to exist. You don't pay you. Pay you first. Get into the habit of paying you first.
So good.
Right on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know what I love is that you both in this conversation are emphasizing connection, and wealth does not come in isolation, right? Connection, collaboration does not come in isolation.
Right.
And that's what COVID did to us, was shoved us into isolation. And then now that I still know people who are just now coming out of the woodwork, out of their home offices, to finally come in community.
Yeah.
And I love that you guys are doing that. You're pulling them out, you're connecting them, you're collaborating with them, and you're trailblazing the way for people.
I'll scream it from the mountaintops. I say it all the time, and I'll never stop saying it. Success is a team sport.
Yes.
I'm on my sober journey. I've 10 months now alcohol free. And I didn't even know I had a problem with alcohol, but that's a whole other thing. But through some of the classes and meetups that I've gone to, very early on I learned a phrase that they say, which is the opposite of sobriety the opposite of alcoholism is, the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's community. And when I first heard that, I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And the more that I got intertwined in the community, I saw like, oh, it does make sense that we need each other.
Yeah.
And that is something that I have struggled with a lot in my life, is needing people and feeling comfortable calling on friends when I'm sad or need encouragement or really don't have a plan, because I think that I always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You came
having
by
that community.
You came to that space. I mean, one thing that we have to remember is that we don't hold that against ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you came to that space. I don't know if there could have been any other way you could have ended up, given your
I had to be
narrative and
that
your
way.
story.
Yeah.
Now you're leveraging it for the good. She talks about 2020 and COVID. I think COVID reinforced some things that were already prevalent in community, where people were withdrawing and isolating themselves and not being a community focused and those type things. So it reinforced it and really created some bad situations. What I gathered from you guys today, though, first of all, this is the power of collaboration.
Yeah.
Right? I'm looking at this going, yeah, baby. Yeah, let's rock this like we mean it, right? Yeah, the things that you do separately just line so well with the things you're doing collaboratively. And this is going to create new space for so many people. And the impact that it makes on people's lives is going to be exponential.
Yes.
So thank you for seeing the need, the opportunity, and not selfishly hoarding it, but wanting to give it away in as many places as you can.
Yes.
Yeah. That is so awesome.
All right.
Go.
My favorite part of the show, Nathan, I'm going to start with you, is the encouragement piece. So I would like you to take a moment. First, look at the camera, let them know who you are, how to reach you, all of your services, and then encourage the world.
It's a simple text.
Well, as we've discussed, my name is Nathan Wheeler. You can reach me at, nathanyuwheeler.com or Nathan U. Wheeler on all little social medias, and wealth@nathanyuwheeler.com. And my phone number is 719-602-9734. So that's how you can get in touch with me. And I would encourage the world to live by the law of abundance, to connect and collaborate with people, because again, success is a team sport. So find your tribe, live into your existence, understand your identity, identify where you want to go, and then make sure that your associations, your habits, your affirmations, and your faith align with that version of you so that you can go and live into your potential and experience what it is you were brought here to experience. And then go share it with the world.
Yes. Mic drop. Nathan U. Wheeler.
Nathan U. I love that.
All right, you're next.
Gabrielle Simmons, and you can find me in my investor network on Facebook. Really just a Google search, actually, which is pretty cool, I feel.
Yeah.
If you search Gabrielle Simmons or real estate deal makers, you can find ways to get in touch with me there. And how I would say to encourage the world is encouraging anyone and everyone to lean into sharing their story. I think it's very important that we do that. It's a vulnerable thing, and it doesn't always feel good. Sometimes there's pieces of it that we're not proud of. Sometimes there's pieces of it that we're super proud of, and we feel like maybe we hear voices that tell us that we shouldn't be experiencing this level of joy or pride within ourselves for what we've done. But share your story, because it means something to somebody, and it's going to positively impact someone in ways that you just don't even understand.
Indeed. What a great interaction today, Lisa.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see
So
more.
thank you for going to our site and saying, yeah, I'll come on to Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa today. Now, this is going to be impactful to humanity and things that we never even know about this side of it.
Yeah.
Right. So, yes.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
We're sponsored by Brandon Kirk from Planet Duck.
Yes, he's the owner of Planet Duct, and he has the largest vacuums, strongest vacuums. And what is his slogan again, Frank?
Yeah, they're stronger than the vacuum of space. And Brandon and his family, with his 3 children, are just incredible. I know them personally. We've had a great opportunity to know them. He's a great family man. 25 years, been married to, what is his wife's name? Gaba?
And she's a beautiful artist, and yes, they have an amazing farm as well. But he loves the Colorado Springs. His give back throughout all local businesses in town is amazing, and we sure do appreciate him in town.
And one last thing, many of you didn't know this, but Brandon has mentored many small business people in this community.
Yes.
His give back to our community is exceptional. So they really are.
Stronger than the vacuum of space.
Look up Planet Duck.
That's it for the Be Encouraged show today. Please be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, Be Encouraged with Frank and Lisa, and also on LinkedIn and Facebook. And don't forget to get a copy of our new co-authored book, The Encouragement Revolution. If you align with infusing hope and encouragement to the world and you want to be an encouragement producer, come on, get our book on Amazon.
Indeed. Yeah, weather's getting better, Lisa, and we're going to do our pop-up hug campaign
Yes.
again soon.
Pop-up what?
Hug campaign.
Oh,
Yeah.
Looking for fellow huggers.
I am a
Y'all
super
wanna
I'm a
hug?
hugger. I'm a
All
hugger.
right,
I'm
let's
all
do
about some
it.
love.
Yes.
Yeah, we do a banner. We go on a courthouse and other places where people are having a very bad day.
Yeah.
And offer
Exactly.
hugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we are sincerely committed to this mission of infusing hope and encouragement into
Yes.
the community. So, Lisa, we've had a great time again today. It's always amazing being with you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, have a great vacation.
Thank you.
right?
I'm looking
John
forward
and
to
you
it.
going to Florida. I hope you just have the best time ever, right? This is the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa. We love having you because without you, there would be no us,
Yeah.
right?
And without our sponsors, of course.
Absolutely. Visit our website at beencouraged.net. Engage our sponsors and use their services because we only allow people that sponsor us that do good work, right?
That's right.
The Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa, we offer real talk, real growth, real Colorado. Stay encouraged.